Hello again, Internet. Diablo 4 is awesome, and that's exactly why I want to give you an example of a build that I've been thinking about ever since the beta, which is the Crackling Energy build. And you can look at my previous video where I was, planning it before the game even came out, like a few months back. In the beta, I was playing mostly a Hydra build, but when I was considering, what I want to play when the game launches, the idea of playing a Crackling Energy wizard is what stuck with me, and I pretty much played with that particular choice or that particular path from the very beginning, and I was able to solo push into Torment. And I want to give you a bit of an explanation of how it works so that you can use what you learn from this in order to make your own build, in order to refine your character, make it more efficient. Now, this video is oriented toward people that might not necessarily be familiar with Diablo 4 or role-playing games too much, so I will be mentioning certain aspects that could be relevant and useful to those people who are inexperienced, and they could learn a little bit from it. So what I want to start with is the tiers of items in Diablo 4, and this is important when it comes down to making a build. There are normal items, not in terms of rarity, but in terms of quality. Then there are sacred items. And if you look at it, you can see that the animation on them has a bit of a yellow hue. So if I go to this merchant, right, you can see that this rare wand has 615 item power, and it does not have a yellow animation above it. And this item has 656 item power, and it does have a yellow animation above it in the icon where my cursor is that I'm hovering over, right? You can see the difference. Item tiers are based on the item power, and item power is often determined by a level. There is a range of item power that is associated with every level, and the last tiers are 625. The last breakpoints are 624 and 724, meaning if the item power of your item is above that threshold, then it goes into the next tier, right? For example, this rare wand is 615 item power. Actually, I can probably just demonstrate it, right? I bought it, right? 615 item power. If I go to the blacksmith, right, and then I go into item upgrade, when you look at it, right, you see that it has 566 DPS, and then look at the attribute which is called, well, actually all of them, but pay attention to the one that says damage to stunned enemies. It's the top one in the second section, right? When I upgrade this item twice, and if you look at it, I can only upgrade it 3 times. The items that you purchase from the merchants can be upgraded 3 times. Whereas this item right here, it is ancestral item, right? Not a sacred item. Ancestral item. But its item power is 703. However, I can upgrade it 5 times. And after I upgraded 5 times, the item power will go over the threshold of 725. It will become 728, which means now it is in an ancestral category. And then the rolls on the attributes will change, but because it's cheaper to demonstrate it on this rare wand, I'll do so. So right now, if you look at the range of the damage to stunned enemies, it's from 10.5 to 14.3. I upgraded once. Now our total item power is 715 plus 5, which makes it 620. So once I upgrade it again, boom. In terms of its power level, it now became sacred, right? If you look at the ranges, it went from what it was to 13.5. The range became, between 13.8 to 19.8, right? Rather than what it was. It was much lower. I already forgot what the numbers were because that's not, important. So when you pick an item, right, you can tell whether it can be rolled into the next category or not. So this one is sacred. This torso is sacred because even if I upgraded it 5 times and give it 25 points of item power, it will not go over a threshold of 725, right? And this item will. I've spent this time on ranting about, well, not ranting, but educating you about item power and the tiers of items, because if you want to have an efficient build, you need to know this in order to make it so, right? Otherwise, your torment level character will not function. So, well, I should say it will not function. It will not be as strong as it could be. So, let's go over, or rather go into this character, right? The torment difficulty, right? It starts at level 73, right? Because the recommended difficulty or the recommended
I cannot do that here.
level to start at for torment is level 70, and on torment the monsters begin at level that is 3 above level 70. So currently my character is 10 levels below. If you've already played the game, then and you've attempted to enter a stronghold and you were under leveled, you know exactly what it's like to be, let's say, 5 levels below 5 levels below the monsters that are around you. Before I broke the cap between the nightmare and torment, I attempted to go through the capstone dungeon at level 59. I was 11 levels below the monsters that were in the dungeon, and I've gotten to the boss, but the boss was a little too challenging for me to beat. And after I've gotten all of the renown, which, by the way, if you have not unlocked all of the paragon your character is substantially weaker than it could be. You definitely should, dare I say, need to unlock all of your Paragon, because it will make or break your character, especially if you just want to get into Torment. So anyway, when I tried it at level 59, I failed. Then I got all of my renown. I got to level 63, and then I beat the boss after the 3rd try. And now I am in Torment, and I'm going to demonstrate how the Crackling Energy build functions, right? The idea of this build is basically around this item, which is, well, barrier based. If you engage with an elite, you pop a barrier, and then you unleash your unstable current, and then your lightning spear, and then your chain lightning. You walk around characters, you gather crackling energy, and as you gather your crackling energy, it zaps them. So the starting skill is Spark, and it is important to have the flickering spark passive, because it generates more of the crackling energy. It's not necessarily the damage of the spark as it is the generation of crackling energy that is important, right? So spark can hit more times than once, and each one of those times it can generate the crackling energy. After that, chain lightning comes into play, and destructive chain lightning can also generate the crackling energy. I was playing with the mystical teleport passive, but then I realized that I can save 3 skill points and just have teleport from the item, and basically say, well, put it in another passive that is more beneficial, right? Crackling energy can also benefit summon lightning spear, right? So there's a lot of synergy there. Adding ball lightning passive, wizard's ball lightning, is useful. So basically what you can do is you go into keyword search, and you can click crackling energy, and it will highlight anything related to it. And then what you do is you just follow that path, right? This is a very useful tool to build a character. You pick what you want, and then you build around it, and then you pick the passives that complement your build. Roughly speaking, that's how it works. So let me showcase what I'm doing. Again, I am 10 levels below where I'm supposed to be. Well, 9.5. And that means I am roughly 38 Paragon points below where I'm supposed to be, which is an entire Paragon board. Keep that in mind. So will I die? I probably will die a time or two, but what one can do, right, in this difficulty, even being 10 levels below, is to perform quests for the Tree of Whispers and then collect legendary items. So what I'll do is, I guess I'll collect collect some of the well, harvest seed of the heavens. So I'm gonna complete that quest, right? And
While I'm in town.
For the Tree of Whispers, it doesn't take that much to, you know, to complete it. All right, so in we go. Pop that. Whoop. You see, I nearly died there. Nearly died there, but I did not get one shot. I did not get one shot. Still alive. Right? And the important bit is, can you juke? Can you juke well enough?
I need more time.
Yes, we can. So we get our barriers up.
Anytime.
And as we defend ourselves with flame shield,
I need more time.
we basically complete the quests, collect our legendaries, and right now we're like halfway done, right? Almost halfway done. Pop it.
Anytime.
And there it is.
I'm not ready yet.
Alright. There's a quest right here which we can do, and then there is an event that we can do. Wait, how much is that? 58 minutes. Okay, we got time. We got time. Oh. Wait, is that the...
I need time to prepare.
Alright, let's get on the horsey. Alright. Hop. Juke.
Out of mana.
Pop it. Stay alive.
Anytime.
Uh-huh. There is the elite. And as you can tell, we are doing a decent amount of damage. Is he vampiric? Yes, he is. And because he's vampiric, he's kind of healing off of us, but we're probably gonna out-heal him. Out-DPS the vampiric part, right?
Anytime.
So, keep that crackling energy going. He uses vampiric again, but now we pop our ultimate, and he kind of stands no chance, right? And there it is. And look at that, our quest is progressing. Can we turn that in? Yeah, we can probably turn that in. Okay, let's do the event. I'm probably not gonna get the mastery, but raise the effigies. All right.
Anytime.
Juke him around. And zap him. Pop it. Ah, there it is. Ah, they wrecked me. They wrecked me because I did not press the flame shield in time. This is a very risky build, but we can do the quests. Right, I'm gonna try again. The important part is that we are moving forward, right? We are progressing, and we are not getting one shot. Also, it's a little difficult to play and talk, which is why I'm not playing my best here, because I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm saying and to the game, and it's not possible to pay attention to two things at the same time. There's the final effigy. Blood rupture. Pick up the crackling energy, get that mana back up. Start zipping. Pop it.
I need time to do that.
Got it. And there's the boss. I probably will not kill that boss in time because... Well, maybe I will. Who knows?
I need more time.
If we don't get killed... Huh?
I'm out of mana.
Now, what do you know? We got it. Done. Mastery. Okay. There it is. So... Oh, game lagged a little bit. Alright. So yeah, if you get into the fray and... Oh, there's another one. Okay, I might as well do that event. So yeah, if you get into the fray and you skip your shield, then, or your barrier, it's gonna be really rough. You need to rely on barriers a lot. And what you do is you run around, you zap your enemies, you collect crackling energy, and the crackling energy does the rest for you. Right? That's how it works. And then after that, you reap the rewards.
I need time.
The game is designed around your character. When your character is fully, you know, maxed out,
I need time.
then this will be a lot smoother. I am only at Paragon point number 1, or Paragon board number 1, if we're not counting the basic Paragon board, right? Whoop. Just make sure we not stand in the poison. Is he vampiric? And we got him. We got him, and we got plenty of potions left still. Alright.
I'm not ready yet.
Okay. And there's another quest. Alright, so that's the idea, right? We make sure that we keep ourselves alive and let the crackling energy do the rest of the work for us. The key is to remain mobile. Now, how does this work, right? I'll quickly go over the items. I'm not going to go into the basics of the game. The basics you can learn about from my other video, which is on my YouTube channel, right? So this item right here is key. And as you can tell, it's a really low roll, but it still works. Even for Torment, right? This item is pretty good. Well, okay, let me go in depth, right? I'm not gonna skip this part, right? Damaging an elite enemy grants you a barrier, absorbing up to 1600 damage for 10 seconds, and it can trigger every half a minute, which is quite frequently. And 2000 life points or 1600 life points, that's more than half of our life pool, right? Which is a lot. Becoming injured while crowd controlled grants you unstoppable. So if for whatever reason you get frozen or stunned or feared or whatever, and things go awry, you get out of that. You can start walking out of it. You can teleport, and teleport is also like a break from such things as well. But anyway, this is not as crucial as this. This is probably the most important item in the entire build, in terms of defense, right? Taking direct damage has a 5% chance to reset cooldown of one of your defensive skills. That is probably second most important item, which resets flame shield or teleport. I'm gonna go over this quickly without going in depth about what the skills do, because since we're talking about torment difficulty, I assume you know the basics. While unstable currents is not active, shock skills have 10 to 20% chance to trigger a free cast from it. So this is the lowest roll possible, and yet I still cast ball lightning or lightning spear, right? I still dash out a lot of damage. Critical strikes with core skills increase your attack speed by 29%. So spark hits several times, which means that this can remain active very often. A really, really good property. Skills deal up to 20% increased damage. In this case, it's 19, based on your primary resource available. So that's just a free multiplier. Unstable current has a 19% chance to cast an additional shock skill. So every time I cast something, right? Unstable current says a lightning surges through you. Whenever you cast a shock skill, a random core, conjugation, or mastery shock skill is also cast. Yeah, if I just keep on casting spark or whatever, this circle of overlapping currents is going to, you know, trigger very often. And that's the build, right? As long as your basics are solid with character creation, you should be able to handle skirmishes such as this, right? We're staying mobile. We're not letting them hit us. Or if they do, we use the flame shield to get out of jail free. Oh, well, they wrecked us because we didn't have the barrier up. As I said, I'm 10 levels below, but we're still progressing. It's not that big of a deal because we didn't stay away from the melee characters, right? They hit us like a truck, and that's why we died, right? And we did not have our unstable currents active. And 4 seconds with flame shield, or however many seconds with flame shield, is enough to dash out considerable amount of damage, right? And there it is. I did not play carefully enough, right? So there it is, proof of concept. We are 10 levels below where we're supposed to be, and we're able to handle torment difficulty, which means that this build is, you know, strong. Whoops. Okay, just a little bit of lag. That's okay. Yeah, that's how you do it. Basically, you make sure that you stay away, you juke a lot, and you let the crackling energy do most of the work. If you build your character appropriately, in the sense that if you don't waste your skill points, you will be able to perform well, right? There are a bunch of elites. Oh, they feared us, but we got out of jail free. There it is. Again, we triggered flame shield twice. Because we triggered flame shield twice because of the resetting of cooldown of one of our skills. Where is it? No, it's not this one. It's that one, right? Doom accuses of the unwavering, right? That's really, really strong. So I'll go over the skills right now to kind of give an overview of what we're doing. Spark with generation of crackling energy. Chain lightning with generation of crackling energy. Pretty simple, right? Lightning spear with crackling energy. You're getting the idea, right? Then what's really important is this one. Invigorating conduit is, without this passive, the build just wouldn't work. Invigorating conduit is what allows me to continue casting my core skill. And this only works if you play skillfully enough. You need to be able to maneuver properly in order to collect the energy, to not die. You need to time your skills, and then you'll be able to do what I'm doing, right? Every time you stun an enemy, you deal something damage, 45% of lightning damage to them, and that can also crit, so that's really useful. And again, crackling energy also does all this. Unstable currents, right? While unstable currents is active, crackling energy continually pulses through you and consumes no charges. Really strong. And then overflowing energy is the passive that makes it kind of build or work together very well. Crackling energy hits one additional enemy. Each time crackling energy hits an enemy, your shock skills or... Oh, wait a minute. Bloody hell. Pardon me. Let's teleport to a safe location. Thankfully, we're not playing hardcore. Let's see here. So, let's get back to it. Crackling energy hits one additional enemy. Each time crackling energy hits an enemy, your shock skill cooldowns are reduced by 0.1 second. Right? So that reduces the unstable currents cooldown. And if they ever buff this, my build will be even stronger. And again, it's important to complete your regional progress. Make sure that you get all this paragon in order to connect, right? Connect your nodes in the paragon boards. And yeah, as I progress and pick up the items, it will be even smoother. And mind you, I do not have a single ancestral item. All of my items are for tier 3 difficulty, not tier 4 difficulty. So, not to brag, but I think this build is pretty solid, and I came up with it without somebody else's help. I will be bold enough to say that I understand the basics of Diablo 4, considering I'm able to do what I'm able to do. If you have any questions, if you want a little bit of my help and you want to play together, subscribe to me on Twitch. The link is below. And you can also subscribe to me on YouTube, and then I'll help you out. I will also answer comments to the best of my ability. So if you have some sort of a question, don't be shy, type it up. I will respond at some point. Good luck, have fun, and I'll see you in Sanctuary.